Hello there, I'm Clive and I'd like to share with you today one of my most popular tips and help you with your listening. We'll look at the concept of prosody and deal with the rhythm of language through stressed and unstressed sounds. And I hope you'll see how a basic understanding of prosody can massively improve your listening skills. Let's get started. We'll begin with two simple sentences. I went to the shops, I bought some shoes. Firstly, we'll decide which are the most important words in the two sentences. You can pause the video here, say them out loud and decide for yourself if you wish. And give yourself full marks if you picked the four words went, shops, bought, shoes. Communication can be done with just these words, and that's because they are the key words in our message. They are the content words. The other words are function words. Now let's add some additional words to make a more complex sentence. I went to the shops and I bought some shoes. Another one. I went to the shops today and I bought some shoes. And finally, I went to the shops today and I bought a pair of shoes. Now we have a sentence which sounds more natural and more conversational, but of course we've increased the number of syllables we have to navigate with our speech. And in fact we have 9 syllables in the first line and 14 syllables in the last line, which is an increase of 50%. So in fact you would expect it would take longer to say the last line than to say the first, right? Well, in fact you'd be wrong, because in normal conversation it takes no longer to say the last line than the first. I went to the shops, I bought some shoes. I went to the shops today and I bought a pair of shoes. Perhaps it sounds now like I'm talking very quickly. However, you can still hear the content words clearly and you're hearing them at the same rate. The question is, why and how is this happening? And why does an understanding of this help us with our listening? Well, let's find out. Right, first let's look at those function words. Although they do give us some information, they can tell us about mood, for example, they don't add much to the message itself. They're not message critical. So we don't want to stress them like we do the content words. Instead, we reduce the emphasis we place on them by minimizing the sound. And we do this by eliminating, or more commonly reducing, the vowel sounds they contain. To do that, we use something called the schwa. Schwa is the most common vowel sound in the English language, and although it isn't even in the alphabet, it's actually the normal sound of an unstressed vowel, and it can replace any of our recognised vowels A, E, I, O, U. It is by definition short, quiet and unstressed, and it's roughly the sound you might make if someone hit you in the stomach, like So let's have a look at schwa in action. If I read these lines and click my fingers for each content word, you should be able to hear the rhythm. And I'm maintaining it by minimizing all the other stuff in between by using schwa. So let's try that. I went to the shops, I bought some shoes. I went to the shops and I bought some shoes. I went to the shops today and I bought some shoes. I went to the shops today and I bought a pair of shoes. Okay, now follow closely because here's the magic. We all begin by learning the full value of a language's sounds, all the vowels and the consonants and then the words, the full pronunciation as if every word were a content word. Because of this, we learn to expect to hear all the sounds of all the syllables, all the words when someone speaks to us. Unfortunately, as you can see, this is not going to happen. In our simple example here, in that last line with the 13 words, of the 13 words we probably only hear 4 or 5 spoken clearly and with some sort of rhythm. I went to the shops today and I bought a pair of shoes. Now you can see it more clearly if I show you what happens with the schwa. The I becomes a. The to becomes t. Same thing in today. today. The and I becomes "una." And the of at the end there becomes "a." We can still hear them, of course. We can hear something because the sounds don't disappear completely. The point is that they are not clear because they're not important. And while we're spending precious seconds trying to work out what they might mean, we miss the message. The conversation quickly moves on and we are left shocked by the apparent speed of the speech. Okay, so to improve our listening skills quickly, all we have to do is stop trying to understand every word we hear and focus instead on the message, on the content words. Check it out next time you're watching a film. Look at the subtitles, listen to the voice, see which words can be heard clearly and where the schwa comes in. And there you are. I hope you found this interesting and useful, and I hope it will help you improve your listening skills. And remember, if you can't hear it clearly, it probably isn't that important.